Quality assurance. This is another area of responsibility during the implementation phase. And the idea is that we do quality assurance. So what is quality assurance? These are the steps to determine if the quality standards are being met and there is a continuously improving the work and correcting deficiencies. So it is a process of continuous improvement with a focus on prevention. We focus on what we're doing and we try to avoid any problems or mistakes from happening again. In that process, we use the Sherwood quality cycle, which is the process of every time we plan an action, we implement, we check those activities, we find out what is wrong, we make the improvements, we make the changes so we can then update our plans. Quality assurance also focuses on enhancing and improving the process that are used to create the end result, rather than focusing on the result itself. So it looks at these two elements, process analysis and quality audits. Again, the function of quality is that assures that the standards, processes, and procedures are appropriate to the project and are correctly implemented. Process analysis, it's when we look at processes and the guidelines are all clear. We also look at if people are following the instructions and the people have the needed skills. For that, we use process flowchart and we do analysis. Every type of work that exists in the project usually is a set of instructions. There are a series of steps that will take you from beginning to end. In order to deliver the outputs of the project, the activity will have a series of steps. And it's a process of checking again how we're doing that work. What are the different steps? Are we making the right steps? Are we taking enough time? People have the skills, people have the guidelines, and we check and maybe we find some areas that have problems or areas where they're taking too much time, and that creates quality problems. And that is opportunities for us to identify and fix it and correct it. So it's more about how people are doing their work rather than what is the result of that work. And the focus of quality assurance is more on prevention. The cause and effect diagram is another tool that is used to identify the different causes for that problem. So we identify the problem, we work out the major factors that are involved. So each one of these could be the major factors that are involved that are identified for certain problems. We identify the possible causes. So there could be on all of the listed causes for that problem, we can identify what's going to be the one that causes the most problems on the quality. We analyze the diagram, we will try to identify those opportunities and try to fix those problems. Another element of that process of quality assurance are quality audits. That means it is related with compliance with policies, standards, and procedures. That could be either from the organization, the donor, or even the government. What it means is that the audit will look to make sure that the work guidelines are clear, that people are following the instructions, that people have the needed skills, and the tools and materials meet the requirements to do their job. The process is, again, looking at how we set up the work, and the audit will just look at that process and make sure that we are following it and it's easy and people can have the skills to follow it. Quality audits also happen predefined time intervals. It's about compliance with the standards and regulations and helps you identify corrective actions. That is the value of this audit. We also identify quality improvements, and it's also an opportunity to capture some of the lessons learned. What is the difference between quality assurance and quality control? And sometimes there is a confusion between those. Quality assurance usually happens at the beginning during implementation, while quality control happens after we complete an activity. So quality assurance is process oriented and quality control is product or results oriented. Quality assurance makes sure that you're doing the right things the right way. So it looks at how we're doing the work. While quality control make sure that the results of what you've done are what you expected. And they are both integrated. Quality assurance and quality control both go hand by hand. But quality assurance is more focused on preventing problems, while quality control will tell you how many issues or problems you have with your process. Quality assurance tries to prevent that. And it's cheaper to prevent than to fix when it's already something gone bad. So that is the opportunity during the implementation to make sure that we got the right process, the instructions, the tools, and the skills needed so that the quality will always be good.